Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new deck music video. I appreciate you being here. Today we are checking out the brand new Neo EP from REKON. This is the first music I have listened to from REKON, but I've heard so many good things about this EP, and I've seen the two previews that he's released on Instagram, and I'm like, this is something new, this is something unique and cool, and I'm just really excited to listen to this. I have no idea what to expect here. However, I do know that there's some jazz elements in this EP because I heard it from the preview, and that's something that I really respect. Dr. Lobster, it's unfortunate what happened to her. However, I love her music, and she's a massive inspiration for me. When I start to make music myself, I really want to make jazz step, and I heard that there is some stuff in here kind of like that. And that's what got me intrigued. So we're gonna check it out today, and we also have an artist interview once I'm done reacting to this EP. So without further ado, here is the REKON EP by Neo. No, I got that backwards. This is the Neo EP by REKON. First track, Neo. Gosh, that waveform, y'all see that? Holy crap. Also, I'm working on a new stream design, and I'm also working on new video design, so this is not final. I have a few ideas. I don't know if it'll work, but that's where I'm at right now. So I am loving where this is going right now. The actual vibes that is, yeah, dude, what? REKON. I remember that from the preview. Oh my gosh. I like this. I don't know if it really fit in with the intro, and I think it would have been way cooler if it wasn't eighth notes, or maybe there was eighth notes sporadic in there, but all eighth notes, I don't know. I'm still kind of digging this though. Sound design is amazing. The low end is so present. Oh my gosh. Oh, and the way he resampled that, I like it. That switch is very minimal, but it works. Ooh, those pitch bends. I'm loving all the sounds that he's using here. This is awesome. I love that. What is that? Whatever that is so cool. REKON. And his tag is awesome. That stutter was dope. Good break. Yeah, so the drops for me right now are not like a 10 out of 10 for me, but they're still very interesting, full of rich sounds and ideas. I'm really intrigued with the intro and midsection. And the way he is resampling a lot of really cool things here, and the sound design is just awesome. I like it. I don't love it, but it's still a great track. I think I said enough about that one, so let's just go straight into Activate. This is the longest track on this EP, coming in at 3:30. Yeah, once again, I think REKON here is really, I can tell he has some sort of jazz background, I want to say. And if not, he loves jazz regardless, because this is just, he's impeccable at this right now. Good build. Oh, yeah. Oh. I actually love that. Yeah, all these sounds are awesome. The only thing I don't like is the chant in the back. I'm not huge on like repetitive vocals like that, but the rest of this is freaking dope. The sounds that he's changing every 8 bars or whatever it is, I love it. Here's this big switch. Yeah. Pitch differences, break differences, I love it. But that intro, man, I can't get over that. He's really mastered his intro and midsection in just more of his style and delivery. I can already tell. The vibes, man. I feel like I'm in like one of those smoky jazz nightclubs right now, where it's all about the music, and for the people who like the liquor, the liquor. I love that. I didn't see that coming. Okay, wait. That sustain is actually done so well because it's pulsing in and out, and so it's not acting as a full sustain, but it's got that same feeling, and it's not annoying, but it still has that impact. This is an insane change from the original idea, and I freaking love it. That's awesome. This is my favorite so far for sure. Oh, that low end. Oh my gosh. Oh, let's just go straight into it. Honestly, Digital Vapor. I don't have anything to say about that last track, honestly. I'm really liking where he's going with this right now. Mystery. Yeah, I remember this. Oh no, we're reloading that. Can we just talk about that delivery? And he's got the sax. He's speaking my language right now. This is the stuff that I love. This is dude, this is Dr. Lobster. He's brought it back, and this is what I wanted to do because no one filled this spot until now. Oh my gosh. If you know anyone else who makes jazz step like Dr. Lobster did, please let me know because I need more of it. Like, the Criminal EP, I think, is one of the best Disciple Roundtable releases ever. I hate what happened to her. It's so sad, but like, I am so glad that someone's back into this spot because I wanted to fill it, and I still will. Oh, that switch was great, by the way. This actually might be my favorite now. I knew that this one had the sax in it, and so I was really waiting for it. Man, oh my! I love this. I love this. And for me, by the way, I'm talking about Dr. Lobster, and I still listen to Dr. Lobster because I stand by the support the art, not the artist. When stuff like that happens, like, I'll still listen to Vulgar, but it's just the way of life, unfortunately. The mystery vocal, by the way, is great. Gosh, the modulation here. I love this. I love this so much. I'm so glad I'm doing an interview with this guy. That low end. Gosh, can we normalize clean low ends? Like, distorted low ends are great for some situations, but clean, I just think sounds better almost all the time. That's my favorite right now. Let's go to Incinerate with an interesting drum loop. I don't know if it's a drum loop that I know. So I feel like there's a lot of drum loops out there that's like, oh yeah, I know where that's from, even as a non-producer, but I don't know if I've recognized this. I don't know what to feel about this yet. I like this idea. I don't know if I'm fully connecting with it yet. This is good. This is good. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. The air horn, dude. Are you kidding me? I think there's just a lot happening. Like, not too much for me to not understand on the first take, but I'm just still stuck on Digital Vapor, honestly. But like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm getting everything here on a first listen. So I'm going to save it and I'll come back to it. Oh. What is that delivery, dude? You have really mastered the art of delivery, I feel like, for your style. Again, clean and present, low end. Yes, thank you. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna come back to this. I think this will probably grow on me. I'm not fully connecting with it right now. That's beautiful. Wow. That's the meme laugh. Are you kidding me? I think we've got one track left called Painkiller. I think my current singular massive gripe, and I say massive, but like, this is one of the big complaints for me. but it's not like a deal breaker. I wish these tracks were longer. Like Digital Vapor was 250, Incinerate was 220, and I feel like, I mean, I don't know in what direction he wanted this EP to go, but if he wanted it to go into a jazz step way, like he did with the first 3 tunes, honestly, specifically Digital Vapor, if he wanted it to go in that direction, I feel like he should have kept it for all songs, because I don't know if there was too much jazz in there besides kind of the drum loop, which wasn't really too jazzy to me. But I feel like he could have done a lot more with physical jazz instruments, specifically in a midsection or a bridge, which he did a little bit for Digital Vapor and just like the pre-drops and having the sax little melody fill type thing. But Incinerate, there wasn't any. I think that's my one thing right now, because Incinerate is super short and Painkiller comes in at 157. So, I mean, I'm not saying that I won't like this track. I just feel like I wish there was a little more jazz just to get more of that ambiance. But I'm not really complaining because I still like this EP right now. Let's just go to the last track, Painkiller. And again, I don't know where he wanted to take this EP, so if he didn't want to do jazz, then that's fine. I love the sound design. I don't like the vocal. Just me being me. Not a huge fan of curse words. That sustain is actually really good. I really like this low end, and then you can see on the visualizer it's going down. It's really, ugh. Yeah, this is a 5 out of 5 save for me right now. Digital Vapor is my favorite for sure. Again, I don't like the vocal. It's just me, personal preference. I don't curse either. You're kidding. Look at that waveform. It's digital now. Oh, it's gone. It was there though. For those who know, you know. I like this. That is so different. I feel like that's gonna blow out my speakers if I play that in my car. That's cool. I like the first part better, but that was still a cool change. So that's the entire EP. That's it. Great EP. Let's check out his discography real quick before we continue. He did release on Sui Generis Volume 7, so this is not the first time that I've heard of REKON, because he was on Stargazer, the first track, which I love that tune. One of my favorites off of that compilation. But this is his debut EP, besides a remix EP that he did on a single. But in terms of like, you know, original 5 tracks, this is his debut EP, and that is a phenomenal take. That's awesome. Good stuff, honestly. So I'm gonna stop recording. I'm gonna go formulate some questions, and then we're gonna hop in a call with REKON and get some words from this man. He also just hit 1,000 monthly listeners, so big ups. Anyways, we'll catch you in a second. All right, so with me here is REKON, the creator of the Neo EP.
Hello.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your vision for this EP.
Yeah, so I came up with the idea for the EP actually shortly after I graduated. It was just generally a very big time in my life. A lot of things were changing, hence the name Neo, just sort of like a new age for me, new age for my project. And so I just really wanted to just try to establish that new sound of mine. And so because it came about so long ago, all of those sounds are things that you hear throughout all of the music that I made in the past year or so. But yeah, it just sort of, the idea started from that point of view of change.
I love it when someone has intentionality behind a project, you know? I always think that's so cool. And then sometimes even though you don't know it, like, you know that there's something behind it. So I really respect that for you.
Thank you.
Who or what are your inspirations, either overall for your entire project or for this EP?
I guess I could answer both. I could start with just overall. Overall, I'm inspired from... oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Am I
Okay.
allowed to curse? I was about to say like a shit ton,
That's
but
that's
I don't
fine.
know.
Yeah, that's fine.
All
I
right,
just won't. But
okay. But yeah, I'm inspired by a ton of artists.
he doesn't curse.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
but yeah, I'm inspired by so many people from
Hmm.
a bunch of different genres. Um, yeah, I mean, from hip hop, of course, from jazz, um, across everything. In the dubstep realm, Beast Boy is definitely a huge inspiration for me,
Yeah,
for sure.
as with everyone,
Baw,
honestly.
Leatric,
Yes.
uh,
Bah. Oh, my man.
yeah. And then when it comes to other genres, I'd say like those three were my big dubstep inspirations. But for other genres, I'd say probably, um, I'm really big on Tyler the Creator lately,
Hmm.
in hip hop. Um, and then also Ski Mask the Slump God was another big like rap slash hip hop artist.
Hmm.
Um, and then with jazz is like my other big main thing. I play the saxophone outside of dubstep, and John Coltrane is just
Uh-huh.
like
John Coltrane.
just from he's just incredible, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm really inspired by his playing, and I try to incorporate that into my own sax playing, but then also try to find either samples or things that would match with his type of jazz playing. So,
Hmm.
so those are like my yeah.
So was the sax part in Digital Vapor you playing?
It was not, but I
Okay.
do have some songs where I have played.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't one of them. It was actually it was some random like jazz. I don't even know. Like it's called the jazz lounge song is what they called it. But it was just
Interesting.
like I don't think it was. Uh, yeah, it wasn't part of any specific album or anything. It was just like some random small song. So I just
Hmm.
took it from there because I thought it sounded really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love the melody that it brings to the track. Okay, so you already said that you play jazz. Have you been in like a jazz band with like an organization or a school before?
Yeah, so I was part of my school's wind ensemble,
Hmm.
um, and then later on, like in my senior year, I was part of their jazz combo as well. So that was where I did specifically jazz with a group. Um, and now in college, I'm also still doing jazz in
Good for
small
you.
little combos. Yeah, it'll be groups of like 4 or 5 people, and we'll just go and we'll just jam and have fun.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love the jazz scene. When it's strictly jazz, it's just so much fun. Um, I did tuba and orchestra for 7 years and trombone and jazz for 3 years
Ooh,
through middle school and high school. So
neat.
I love jazz and I have a huge knack for it, which is why I respect the jazz step scene. Um,
Yes.
Still, I'm talking. I talked about this in the actual video, so the viewers will understand this. But um, I talked about Dr. Lobster a fair amount. Uh,
Yes.
Very unfortunate with what happened with her, but I just couldn't stop thinking about the Criminal EP, which, in my opinion, is one of the best Disciple Roundtable EPs of all time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's because it's so freaking unique in the way that you are able to incorporate jazz because you're a jazz musician in real life. I mean, I just have so much respect for that because I don't know of anyone that's filled the spot. And now that I'm starting to learn how to make music in Ableton, I wanted to fill that spot too. Jazz step is on my list of genres to create. So
That'd be
I
really
really,
neat.
yeah, I'm so excited for it. I'm hyped for you, and I really respect you for putting jazz from your life into your music online, of course. Um, I just
Thank
think
you, man.
that's awesome. Do you know of anyone else that's kind of doing jazz step like you, or would you even
Yeah.
consider your music jazz step?
Um, I never really gave it a specific name. I always actually more put it towards like future rhythm, but I
Mm,
guess that's yeah, maybe I'll start calling it jazz step. I don't know. I'll just call it whatever. But
yeah.
someone who I've been speaking with lately, who I think is sort of filling that role is that Dr. Lobster had is Neo Chrono. I don't know if do you know
I
Neo
do.
Chrono?
He
Yeah.
follows me everywhere.
He's
Not in a creepy
Yeah,
way, but yeah, I know of
no,
him.
he's great. He's great. Yeah, in terms of this, like, combining that super heavy side of dubstep with the jazz, it's like,
I love it. Yeah.
he's really good at it.
Interesting.
And another person who I'd say is Athrala. I don't know if you know Athrala as
I
well.
do. Yeah.
She's like incredible
Mm,
when it comes to that kind of stuff as well. Um, and if I remember correctly, Dr. Lobster was one of her big inspirations as well. So
mm.
it gets a lot of that stuff, the same kind of vibes, but she brings her own full unique perspective to it.
I feel like Dr. Lobster had such a huge reach that she may or may not have even known about.
Yeah,
But just like for down to earth jazz musicians, maybe not even dubstep people, but that's what I feel like. I'm looking at
yeah,
Neo Chrono's discography. I didn't even know he got on Circus with Mic Shift. That's huge.
yeah. That was
Fifty
it was crazy.
thousand plays. I need
Yeah,
to listen to that. They also released on what was it, the Exordium one that I haven't listened to yet.
yeah. Angry Pumpkin with Sketh.
Yeah, Sketh. I'm gonna do a video on that. I haven't done it yet though. I'm excited to listen to it. Interesting. I had
Yeah.
no idea that Neo Chrono was jazz. That I'm excited now.
Hey, he's started doing it more. I don't know if a lot of his release music has it, but he's starting to. You might see some more with him in the future with the
Sweet.
jazz.
I'm looking forward to it. I really feel like there's not a lot of people in that scene still. Like Dr. Lobster was probably the biggest person yet to do it, but now that I'm seeing people are starting to fill the shoes of Dr. Lobster, right, with jazz
Yeah,
step, I feel like it is such an open market right now.
yeah. Ooh, I there were two people I forgot to mention
Hmm.
who are really like, I'd say they're already fairly well established, but Convexity and Catafox are two
Yes.
people who are like out of this world when it comes to like the jazz infusing into um, their electronic work. It's like
Con-
it's actually
yeah.
crazy.
Convexity for sure. But even then, like Convexity doesn't do a whole lot of like the heavy dubstep with jazz, which
Yeah, that's what I thought you were mentioning. So I
yeah,
didn't mention them at first, but
it's so wild how jazz can just go with so many different things. It's awesome.
yeah, it's just like universal. It's really great. I love
Yeah.
it.
Last question for you. What's your favorite track off of this EP and why?
Uh, Probably the same track that everybody else likes. Digital Vapor is just. I was, it's probably my favorite song that I've just made in general.
Yep.
It's just like I don't know what I was cooking when I made that song. It just like I
I
must
mean,
have
you were
eaten
cooking
something.
something, dude. You were at the oven. You were.
It felt different from the other things I had made, and I don't know if I can really like recreate it in the same way, but
Mhm.
it was just like it's definitely the best way in which I've done that sort of jazz step feel, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the execution. I was saying this in the video that I'm sure you'll see later, but um, like your setup and delivery is just so flawless in every track. But then specifically Digital Vapor, you have that the sax melody fill thing, and it just gives it a whole nother different just vibe in a way. And not only with that, but the actual title of the track for me, I'm like digital with computer dubstep, and then vapor with when I think of old jazz, like New Orleans type stuff, everyone in the scene smoked. Just how it is. So,
Yeah.
but the name of the track is so clever and it fits so well. Definitely, that's why it's everyone's favorite, and that's why it's my favorite too. So, I'm glad you see that for sure. One thing that I would love to see in future releases, or whatever, if this gives you ideas or anything. Obviously, you playing I think would be sick if you have capability for that. That might be really fulfilling for you too.
Oh yeah.
But then also just solo breaks, dude. No one does solo breaks. Well, I mean, some people do piano breaks, but like I can't think of anything with like a horn actual solo break where like with that song you have chords written out and you're actually soloing through that. That would be
Yeah.
so like that's just a flex. I
Yeah,
think that'd be
that would be
sick.
neat. I will say I do have two songs in which I've already played the saxophone, but they're old. I haven't really done it in a
Mhm.
while. So I definitely will be doing that in the future. But
Would love to see it.
my remix of Cypher by Catafox, that was my first full flex audio release. That
Mhm.
one, I had some saxophone in there that was all me. And then a little bit earlier than that, before I rebranded, I had the song called Good Morning on
Mhm.
Goop House. So it was my old alias was Fencer, so it was a Fencer Good Morning on Goop House. But those two, I played the saxophone in them, and I think it was all right. I've
Mhm.
definitely improved since then,
Yeah.
but I'd definitely love to start doing that again for sure.
I mean, I think there's no better way to put your signature move, you could say, or sound into your music than physically playing it on a sax if you do that. So
Yes.
I would love to see it. That'd be sick.
Yeah. Look forward to it. I think I'll definitely keep that in mind. I'll definitely try to start doing that.
Anything else you want
Uh, I don't know. Keep streaming the Neo EP.
to add?
And look out for some new releases from me, I guess.
Will do. Yeah, you're on my radar now. I forgot that you were on Sui Generis until the Neo EP. When I went and looked, I'm like, oh, this guy was on Sui Generis when I looked at your discography. So, yeah, you're on my radar. That's for sure.
Thank you. Thank you for the interview as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats on 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, by the way.
Oh my God, I didn't even see that.
Oh yes, let's go. Yeah, you hit it. 1,038.
Sick.
GG's. Go stream the Neo EP. All of his stuff will be in the description. And if you like the video, subscribe, like, do all the things. Join the Discord. We'll catch you in the next one. See ya.
See ya.